Peace and love, my beautiful brothers and sisters. Today, I'd like to talk about meditation and how meditation is often viewed as cumbersome, uh, something to really put out of the way. But meditation, I'm going to give you a different definition of meditation today. I believe meditation is coming to the understanding gradually that all without is a perfect reflection of all that is within. And this is because when you begin to meditate, let's say you're a person who rises in the morning and starts running so fast into the day. Say you slept in through your alarm as usual. Say you're not eating on a circadian rhythm, so your schedule is all fucked up and you can't really stay consistent with yourself or implement a healthy routine. Let's say you got to be in the office to do work at this time and run really fast to get to the car to get the parking space at this time and then come back and deal with family members. Let's say you don't live alone in your home. Let's say that you live with people who do not accept and understand you or encourage you to be the best version of yourself, etc., etc., etc. Let's say all of these things are the default right now. This is the default reality. Your manifested reality is still being considered a dream, something that may be very far into the future as an imaginary fairy tale you might be able to accomplish one of these days as long as you bust your ass long enough to do, which in a divine timeline is the way it's supposed to go. But at the moment, meditation, there's no way you can possibly meditate. And for these people, these are the people who are saying, man, what am I supposed to do in meditating? I literally cannot meditate. I try to meditate, but I can't meditate. And for anyone who meditates, understand that meditating isn't trying at all. You're not doing anything. It's a period of time of stillness and quiet and silence for introspection. A moment to take a break from doing anything. Period. But for people who literally cannot make the time or cannot focus or cannot concentrate from the amount of stress that's in their head, yeah, they cannot meditate. So understanding this, the whole idea of meditation to introspect and silence everything inside, you can't do that unless you silence everything outside. The more peace that you have in, you shall have without, vice versa. So how do we begin to do this? We find jobs that are in alignment with us. We surround ourselves with people that support us, our highest good, no matter what it is, as long as it's out of love. Yes, people could hold us down out of love as well. However, that's up to us to decide if those are the people that we are going to keep around. Nobody is ever forcing us to keep people in our lives that don't serve our highest good. Nobody's ever forcing us to keep the job that isn't for our highest good. Everything is in control by us. Everything is ruled by our thought processes and what we decide to attach ourselves to. But attachments are physical. We feel pain when we get people out of our lives that don't belong anymore. We feel pain when we lose things that have been crucial to our survival up until this point. What has been the anchor in our lives for what we consider to be reality, what we consider to be important, what we consider to be of value. And introspection can be painful. Introspection can hurt. Introspection can be daunting. It can seem like it's a whole nother world that is too far beyond what we're used to get into. But by organizing our lives outside and really starting to listen to the intuition that we have been taught for so long is evil, is is a joke, is imagination. Imagination is actually the key to the life you've always wanted to live. What we were told to keep jotting down on paper and maybe put into books or stories or art, life is the biggest art piece. And we can create it, paint it however the hell we want. However we want. That's the beautiful thing. So as I sit here meditating, just did my 30 minutes in the morning. I do another 30 minutes at night, sometimes longer if I'm feeling it. I can go up to 2 hours if I want to, but 30 minutes minimum. I'm sitting here doing this. and I realize that I am in absolute silence aside from a few cars. I got myself to a place where I'm not surrounded by people who do not accept me. I'm not surrounded by people who have the ability to hold me back. I literally got myself away from all people who would go out of their way to make sure that I could not live my best life. I surrounded myself with people who look at me and say they approve of how I am going after my goals. They approve of how I am embodying what I believe to be the best version of myself for this day. I don't feel like a reflection of myself is impeding on my success, on my happiness, on my satisfaction with my quality of life for the day. And that is all because I uprooted so much from my life. We all get in the habit of holding on to things that we don't need anymore. The lifelines. There's so many different versions of an umbilical cord. And there's so many different timelines within timelines. And these are all lives lived. But the peace that comes as a result is so worth it. Is so worth it. Now understand that waking up a few hours earlier might seem insane to you if you've been sleeping until 2 p.m., but waking up with the sun and falling asleep with the sun feels amazing. Feels absolutely amazing. Intermittent fasting feels amazing. Working a decent job and putting a lot of your effort into launching your small businesses feels amazing. And now these are all things that a lot of discipline has to be put into in order to achieve. But the stillness will help. So you, Mr. Office Worker and traffic experiencer and all whatever, that whole archetype that I explained at the beginning of this video, you just need 30 minutes, man. 30 minutes every day. Now, meditation only shows its results based on the fruits of the last time. So you have to be meditating every single day. And if you miss a day, everything that you have built upon this meditation routine will it'll be gone if you miss a day. Stay on top of it. And that's where the discipline comes in. Because if you're willing to make this much of a difference in your life, but you're not willing to do it daily and, really advocate for yourself by how good you feel by doing it every single day. It's the ultimate test of self-love to see how far you're willing to go for your own health and how consistent you're able to stay for your own health, just out of the pure love that you have for yourself. That's something I can attest to. I stopped meditating for a while because I thought I got it all. I thought I figured everything out. But when that happens, ego begins to develop again, and your subconscious begins to automatically begin to program and fire off, because that's the way we work. We're very programmable beings.